Welcome to this look at a fantastic new mod map to console on Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on Moss Valley. This is a new mod map to console. As of the time of recording this, it is Thursday the 20th of June. This had an update today. This probably won't post till the morning, so a little bit out of sync, but the update, or part of the update, was cross-play console release. So I know it's been out a while on PC. There have been a few changes and things added into this. Obviously, as far as I know, this is all I know on the map. If you are playing on PC, a new save game is required for those things to take effect. What I'm going to say is, 1, wow, what a map. 2, custom tree foliage and ground textures. Hedges only have collisions for bales, so you can drive through them, but bales won't. Custom precision farming soil map. We've got it talks about seasonal visuals, seasonal hedge textures, custom lighting, custom maize textures, custom crop textures, stubble tillage, ground texture, and then it's 10 custom made collectibles, which are hand tools, not toys, and lots of accurate to real life models have been made for this map. Whew. There's a lot going on. No custom crops though, nothing in addition to standard. Contracts are available. This is by VR Modding. 561.74 megabytes download. No required mods to download. It comes as it is. This has got a very kind of Court Farm, Calmsden feel to it. It's got this that gritty realism. The landscape is phenomenal. It really is. Sleep Trigger is where we start at the farm. I mean, let's go to the hedge and look out. I mean, come on. So, let's get into build mode and bits and bobs like that. I will talk about the farm as well. On New Farmer, it's 1,193 slots. Farm Manager and Start from Scratch, 1,027. Difference between those is you don't start with any of the equipment or machinery at the farm, but all the farm buildings and everything are still there. That being said, part of the update I think as well was that buildings can be removed, or that might be in the previous one. Yeah, farm buildings are now removable, but that's part of the update. What I will say is you can remove all of them, and there are 4 farms, 1 you start with and 3 others to purchase. You can remove all of the buildings. When we get round to the hillside, I'll show you. I think I took a screenshot. I hope I took a screenshot of the main farm with all the buildings removed. It's staggering that you can even do that, which is wow. Part of the update as well is you can feed silage to the cows. So you've got tail mix ration, you've got hay and grass, but then one of the others on there, it doesn't say silage, it says something else, but I'll show you that momentarily as well. Under build mode, if we go into, there's nothing under sheds, under silos, and we roll out. We have got a flat bottom bin, 3608. We've got bunker silos and bunker silo and a manure heap. If we then go from there to container, we've got medium petrol tank. If we go to tools, we have got a large weighing station. If we go to farmhouses, we have got the farmhouse which is directly behind us, the Moss Valley farmhouse. If we go to production and factories, we have got a biogas plant, the BGA. That is a standard biogas plant with standard in, standard out. What else have we got? Farmhouses, factories. Oh yeah, if we go to generators, I've got the government subsidy signs in just in case I need them. But we've got these 2 added in, and they're up on the hillside. I'll show you those in a minute as well. If we go into animals, the only thing added in is under horses. But we do have some other animal pens, barns and things, but they are fixed. It's a difficult one. They are in place. You can remove them all, but you can't replace them because they're not here under the build mode. So be careful if you do remove them off the map. They're not in here to put back. The cow barn, pigs, or sheep or chickens, and you'll see why when we get out onto the actual hillside, because it's quite impressive. I will say that. I think that was it. Nothing under decoration, nothing under landscaping that stands out over and above. So let's go up now. What is cool is it just It depends, of course, where you're from in the world. What I love about this, you've got a sort of a road and lane that runs down. It kind of blends into the farmyard and becomes just a farmyard, a farm track. Then the lane then continues out the other side of the farm. It's one of those things, they call it green laning. You've got green lanes in the UK, which you can drive along, normally for off-road vehicles, not normally for heavy goods, that kind of stuff. And often you'll find that you'll be driving along quite happily, and all of a sudden it just seems to disappear. You could end up in a field, a farmer's yard, those kind of things. We cross over here, and like I say, this looks amazing. We've got Povey Farm is where we start. Actually, what we'll do, because I haven't done it, let's go to the map. This is what the map looks like. On New Farmer, we start with the main farm here at 86, field 33, field 34. We also start with all this which is blue. That is the verges, the periphery. 9,478 to buy farmland 1. So on farm management start from scratch, you won't have that, but it's not expensive to purchase. That takes in all of this, a little bit of the roadways and things here and there. But we would also have field 39 and field 38. We start with on New Farmer. Field prices are pretty cheap, I have to say, across the board. Not too bad at all. We've got some heavily forested areas, and again, the flow of the map is just staggering. It really is. There's a few plots to purchase that we'll go around and do as we go. I just don't want to miss anything. Yes, so farmyard. Let's roll up here. I keep saying, why? The last couple of days I've been saying that a lot, and I don't know why. We've got 2 tractors we start with. We'll use one of those when we go out and about. Spreader just there. We come around the corner here. We've got a liquid fertiliser tank, full storage, 40,000 litres of liquid fertiliser. It's all of this. It's this attention to detail. Now, those are in the field behind us that we own on New Farmer, but on Farm Manager Start from Scratch you don't. They can be removed, and they are earning you income. So on the hour, you will earn a little bit of money from those. Okay, if you don't want them, you can take them out once you're in the field. Silage clamp, the back here. Piles of rubble and bits and bobs. I know that's not everyone's cup of tea. I'm sure we're going to demolish. Yeah, if I click on that now, do you want to sell farm clutter? You can remove all of that. So if you want the farm clutter and stuff gone, you can click on it and it will remove all the extra clutter, especially if you're going to be removing buildings and stuff like that. That's the flat bottom bin. That will require an auger, which you don't start with, but if you need to, there's you've got a bin there. That's 980,000 litres. We come across here, we open this barn door. We've got our harvester, header and header trailer just in there. This is the workshop trigger as well in here, so the harvester is obviously in for a bit of maintenance. We come around the back and down to here we've got our animal pens. Now these are the ones I'm talking about. These again can be removed. If I go on them, it will go red. I can remove them, but they aren't in build mode to replace, so be very careful. If we come over to here, we've got pigs 70 just there. Feed points and everything pretty clear, pretty standard. We've got a chicken one in the middle for 250, and another pig one just here on the outside, just there. We come across the yard here. We've got putting into a silo. This is the main farm silo. I didn't actually work out what capacity this was. It didn't actually say. Just main silo. Standard crop types. It's not a multi-fruit, but putting into the silo is done here. What I love as well, this map, this farm has got that feeling that a lot of UK farms you get, where it's built up over time. It kind of started off with a farmhouse, then got expanded and extended and expanded, and it just fits into the hillside where it is, you know. It's not flat, it's not all been concreted and paved, let's build a farm. It's just built in wherever it is. So taking out of that silo is done here, but then we've also got here, open tip door. And I think that's for the feeding the chickens, I think. We've got a tip point there for feed. We've got another chicken pen for 550 there. We've got a cow barn just here for 200 cows. And we come back around. Feed and bedding, slurry point just there. Equipment and machinery, like I said, you don't start with any equipment and machinery on farm management, start from scratch. Plough, seeder, cultivator, come down to the bottom section round, and we've got our grass work equipment, baler, windrower, tedder and mowers. And then back up the side. So I really hope I have done it. So I'm going to show you now. If you decide to, I haven't taken pictures of all of the farmyards. but I have taken a picture of this one. So if you do decide to remove all the buildings and all the clutter and all the stuff, this farm will look like this. I've taken the liberty of putting a bit of money in, borrowed from the bank, but again, that warning is definitely in place, in force. These aren't in the build mode, so if you do remove them, my rule of thumb is always save the game. Save the game. If you remove stuff and then decide you didn't want to, you remove stuff and realise you've made a mistake, you can always come back out without saving and go back to that previous save and go again if you needed to. So what we're going to do is go and grab one of the tractors and we're going to head off. It just has such a, I don't know, like I say, the sweeping nature of it, the sort of that gritty realism of it, the lighting palette, the colour palette, the texture palette, it all just, you know, you get those maps where it just clicks into place and it's just boom, you know. This is one of those maps. Oh, that was what I was going to say. We have also got, as we come round here, forgot about the telehandler. Telehandler's tucked away in there. We can open the doors here. We've got some barn and building space. I didn't find a light switch. Where is the? Maybe the lighting's automatic. Potentially. But the yard here. This is what I mean. It's all kind of just built in. Don't know if any of these open. I don't think they do. But if we come down around the yard from the bottom here, this is the rest of the lane. So the lane carries off down there, which will come back along that later on. If we come out along here, that lane just ends up in the yard. When we come up, we've got a fuel tank. It goes across the yard, comes out the other side, and then the lane kind of carries on. You can imagine being in the UK and you're driving along quite happily. You get to here and there's that panic of, oh no, I've driven into someone's farm, you know. And the sat nav or your map is showing you there's a road here, and you know all of a sudden it's not. But all of this, every single building can be removed. It's incredible. There are so many points as well. I say this all the time on Map Tours. I stopped here and I thought, oh man, that would make a fantastic thumbnail. Or, oh, you know, every time you stop, that would make a fantastic thumbnail. Look at that view. That's a, you know, can't take them all. Let's grab this. Same speed as the Massey, but it's a little bit shorter. So as far as turning, gateways, that kind of stuff, it's going to be a little bit easier for what we're going to be doing for the time being. So let's head up the lane. Now, as I said, there are no collisions on the hedges for vehicles, but there are for bales. So that's something to be aware of. There are some fences and barbed wire and bits and bobs here and there. Oh, it's gorgeous! So, next farm coming up, Hazelhurst Farm on the left. And the farms aren't actually that expensive, which is pretty cool. So, Hazelhurst Farm, just here. We come back to the map. So from the main farm here, we've come up the lane. We are now here at plot 89. That buys that and a little bit on the other side to do that, that and that. Again, all these buildings, they're here. They can all be removed. All of them can be removed. Sweep round, barn and building space. We've got a fuel tank there, a bit more barn. Is that a silage clamp? I can't remember if that was a silage clamp or not. I think it might have been. Silage clamp down the bottom. You can put a sleep trigger in wherever you want. And then across the back here we have got our animal pen, a bit more barn and building space, smaller pen for cows just here, 60 off. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy, I don't like buying one, I always feel awful when you buy one and think, oh, you know, poor thing's on its own, don't want to do that. Let's go down to our animals. And you'll see there, it says total capacity effectiveness, total mixed ration 100%, hay 60, grass 40, base food 70. Now as far as I'm aware, part of the update, and it does say silage can be fed to cows, I think that's what the base food is. So you can give them just silage, 70%, bang, you've got it. If you want to do total mixed ration, you can, that will give you 100% effectiveness. So it's up to you. Any one of those you can do, or a combination, but silage can be fed to the cows if you want. Where are they? They're just inside there. There we go. Right, out from Hazelhurst Farm. it's all this. A little track runs off there, track runs off there. We've got a little shed this side. This is part of the ground we got with the farm. Just a little bit more storage space, should you wish to use it, utilise it. Along the lane, there's a little track that runs parallel as well, which is, I don't know, just looking now thinking, have I missed a pasture there? I don't think I have. I'm pretty sure that was just a grass field. I need to double check that. So no, I think it's just a grass field, just fenced in. 56,000. I'm going to buy it just in case. No, it was a grass field. Thing was, in my head I thought, I'm sure it's just a grass field, but just got to double check. So we make a turn just up here. We've got a debris crusher just to our right there. I like the fact, again, everything's really custom on here. We've got Moss Valley Grain Merchant sell point just here, and then right behind that we've got the biogas plant. Now this land is all part of the verges, the periphery of the map, which you can purchase really cheaply. So as far as putting other placeables and things like that down, you can. The biogas plant is there. Like I say, it is a bit of, I don't want to use all my money because I'm going to need the money. 435 grand. I wrote down standard, so as far as that's standard. Come out of here. And we've got Moss Valley Bakery. Just there, again, custom frontage for Moss Valley Bakery. A little bit further up, we've got the vehicle shop and workshop. This is a New Holland dealership. Just here. This is the reset point for the map as well. Workshop on the outside is just there. Now trigger inside. If you want to come inside, you can just use the main menu if you want to, of course. Then out of here, just opposite is a kind of placeables plot, really. Runs upside, or you can just have it as a field. You can plough it and make it into a field, but it's kind of got that look of a plot for placeables if you wanted to. It is on a hillside, so as far as placing things go, you might need to level a little bit here and there. Then we've got the garden centre just here, Moss Valley Garden Centre. There are 2 sell points at the garden centre. One there between the buildings and one over the back there. Again, if you're not sure what sells where, you can always go into the menu. We go down to our sell points, and we got, let's find one that shows it. There you go, garden centre. So that one there, garden centre, potatoes. If I'm not sure where that is, if I tag place and then come out, it will show me which of those that goes to. So potatoes will go to this one, and then you can just run through and you can work out, because they'll just say garden centre in the menu. So if you're not sure which one goes to where, or you'll pull up and you'll try to sell and it will say not available here, so just take it to the next one. Either way round, that's what you can do if you need to. From the garden centre, we're going to go right up to the northwest corner of the map. Corner. We are going to do a loop round and come back in a minute back towards the garden centre, because there's a lane, a track we're going to take across the map. There will be a little bit of nefariosity, but don't worry, that's on me. You shouldn't have to worry about it. I'm the one that will get the fine or get arrested or whatever. It is a very, very striking map. And it's one of those ones, again, you sort of turn around, because I'm focused on what I'm doing. You kind of look around behind you and you go, whoa, okay. So the next farm we're coming up to is Lightwood Stables. Actually, I'm just trying to think, the final farm we come to almost feels a little bit derelict. I don't think there was a farm sign. Pretty sure there wasn't. We turn in here, sign's just there, Lightwood Stables. So we came up the lane, up past there, took in all these sell points and buy points and vehicle shop, garden centre, came up this lane, we're now here, And we're at plot 87, 38,837. That's all. If we buy that, do that and that, our triggers appear. So fuel point there. Again, barn and building space, bit of storage, large shed. And then we've got a horse stable for 8 horses. Now, when I removed all the buildings and stuff up here, the only thing that I couldn't remove was the fencing and the sort of training area here. There may well be a point somewhere. It might just be a sweet spot you need to find. But for exercise of your horses, either out here in the pasture, the paddock, or across the countryside, wherever you want to go. But there is a training sort of facility just here, and then you've got your stables here for your 8 horses and your feed points and stuff. That's a fairly standard one. We'll go around the back of the building and do a loop back round, and we head back down towards the garden centre to find our route across, which also means we get stunning views of the countryside as we go. I'm pretty sure Virtual Farmer was doing a series, or is doing a series on Moss Valley. I'm really pleased this has come to console. It's a cracking map, it really is. I think this is the first map for VR modding. I think there's a few mods from VR modding, but I'm pretty sure this is the first map. As the first map goes, wow! Now again, this may not be your cup of tea. It's that thing of, I know some people really don't like British maps, they don't like the tight lanes, they don't like fences, hedges, that kind of stuff, and that's fine. You know, horses for courses, it's not going to please everybody. We're going to take this little track here and go across the map. Now we're heading northeast now. And there will be a little bit of, you know, just go with it. And this is kind of a, I would say, small to medium machinery map. When you look at some of the gateways, I mean, you can probably, because of the collisions on hedges, it depends how you feel about it. Some of the gateways, as you can see, are doubles, some are singles, so it will depend. I know we found on some maps in the past, you get contracts. You take on a contract and you get contract equipment. Get to the field, Court Farm was like that. You get to the field and you couldn't get in the gateway because it was so narrow and the equipment you've been given was too big. You know, it's that kind of, oh, okay, what do we do now? So we're going to head down into the forest. I'm going to put the lights on. It's actually a lot darker than I thought it was going to be. I'm zooming in a little bit so I can see. It's funny, I did this on a map tour. Was it earlier today? I'm trying to think what the map tour was. And we shouldn't be doing this because we are going to end up going through a hedge, which I shouldn't do, I know. Please don't be cross with me. We are going to come over to a grass field, but it was easier going this way than coming all the way back down the bottom of the map and coming back up again. Now, I don't think, it doesn't mention the fact you can remove... it doesn't say you can remove hedges, I don't think you can. So grass field here, and as we come across, we've got another kind of placeable point building site. You can purchase if you want to. That's plot 104, I think it is. Don't get too close. I'm pretty sure this opens towards. It does. What we'll do is we'll open that as well. I'll show you where we are on the map, where we've been as well, as I always do. And so, we are heading down, or up, down the hill but up into the corner, to Carter Hall Grain Elevator. So this is a sell point right up in the, I'm saying northeast, might just be north, but Carter Hall Grain Elevator, and again custom building, and I love this, the sign, look at this, look, no pain, no grain. That's very clever, like that. So we're here. So let's go back to the map. From the horse stable, Lightwood Stables, followed it back round again and down here, took this track along and up in here, and then we went through the woodland up into this field here, and then past that, that was plot 104, there we go, and we are now here. I suppose not quite, we're actually probably just past midway. So we're north, not quite northeast. And what we're going to do from here is we're going to take this track down, follow this all the way down until we get to these points down here. I'm not going to skip this bit because it's nice countryside. Nice drive, why not? Come down the side of another woodland, forested area, and we get a nice view of the countryside as we go. It's difficult when you're doing map tours because when you get maps, and I've said this before, you've got a map that's spectacular, it's glorious, it's, you know, a triumph, it's, you know, when you put that on map tour thumbnails, you know, it's spectacular, it's a corker, it's a cracker, and people are, oh, another one. But when you get maps like this, and it's like, it really is. It's a spectacular map, it's a cracking map, it's, you know, I don't know. I think people get adjective fatigue. Is that a thing? Maybe. I think I've used beautiful, picturesque, you know. So, running down the side now of the map now. We're going to come to what was it? Robin's Dairy Products and Bernie's Grain Mill. Now these are standard. Robin's Dairy Products is it was cheese and it wasn't chocolate. That much I remember. So just there, I will buy it. That's because my mind's blanked. Robin's Dairy Products since 2007. It's only 50 grand. Butter and cheese, but not chocolate. We go down around the bottom. We've got Bernie's Grain Mill. That is a standard grain mill, as much as it's the 4 crop types in with flour out, nothing over and above. That's just up here. You can purchase that just there. Products, etc. Round the back, please. You can come up the little laneway rather than going up into their driveway. When you're bringing products, they probably don't take 2 car into that. Tractors and trailers driving up across their front drive. Let's come down a little bit further and we've got MV, Moss Valley Sawmill. Just here. Standard sawmill. Again, I love how it's built into the hillside. Very cool. And sweep around up the hill. We've got Moss Valley Livestock. Just here. And then continuing on. Come over the brow of this hill, and again it's that thumbnail. Oh, thumbnail. So we're going to sweep down now, and there's a little plot 71. I nearly went past it, and it was that thing I kind of looked over and thought, hang on a minute, and I saw something out the corner of my eye, and then when I checked the map, sure enough, there was a little plot to purchase. We'll get there in a minute. I'm just thinking of, I'm getting like little hints of Ballyspring and all different maps, you know, and there are so many others. It's, you know, hard to mention them all, but it is an absolutely lovely map. So just here on the left, I almost drove past, and I kind of glanced over. I was so busy looking ahead thinking, oh, look at that view. If we open this gate here, we have got Beehives. So back to our map. So we come round here, followed this lane all the way along, and we're here at plot 71. Plot 71 is only 12,403. Do that, that, and that. We get the 3 beehives, come up as ours, and then down in the yard, just here, I'll walk down through here, through the yard, we have got the honey pallets placement point. Spawn point is the word I'm looking for, just here inside this building. So when we come around the lane, we're going to come around there in just a moment, you can come around there into the yard, and you do own all of this. So again, you can put a sleep trigger in here or whatever you want to do, it's entirely to you. But we have some beehives and a honey spawn point for our pallets. Let's close the gate and continue on. On our right, we've got gear lane bales. We're going to come back past that in a moment. We have a bale sell point just there. Lovely little brick building with the bales in front. We'll continue down this lane to the final farm. Like I said, I don't think this one's got a sign. Not that I recall. This was another one. Once purchased, when you sell the buildings, you can sell all of this, all of these cottages, everything can go. Which again, I find that's incredible. I think because it's got a more kind of derelict kind of feel to it, and it includes as well all the debris, all the rubble. I think the van can go as well. So again, you can do that kind of. You've bought a derelict farm that you're doing up. You know, it's a bit run down, needs a bit of work. I said it doesn't have a sign. I'm sure it doesn't. I haven't seen one anywhere. So we've come down the lane here, and we are at plot 88. That's only 36,061. Do that, and that. We've got a fuel point just there. Barn and storage space. I don't think we've got a silage clamp on this one. Just going to check each of these because I don't think they are. Then up the lane a little way, we have got sheep. Sheep pasture for 200 sheep. Spawn point here for your pallets of wool. Just up here. There's your dialogue box for your 200. Water point, feed point just there. I know they're munching on grass anyway, but you know, give them their supplements, keep them happy, you know. I've been keeping my eye out for the collectibles. They are custom tools. I haven't found one yet. I mean, I haven't been searching for them. I know whenever I say that when I do a map tour, people message me, give me lists of where they all are. If I come on this map at any point to play on it, I'll look for them myself. I'm not, you know, I'm just saying they are on here. I haven't come across one yet. It's pretty, isn't it? It's really, even down to this. You know, it's like not vandals, but it's been kind of, you know, I did try to pick it up, but it's too heavy. You watch me bump into a collectible now, having said all that. But there's a few bits and bobs here, and again, driveways, sleep triggers, put them wherever you want. Remove partial buildings. I'll show you what I mean. We're going to demolish. I can remove all of that. We can remove that building, that building, that building. I think we come to, there we go, there. If I click on that, it says, do you want to sell farm clutter, which takes all the clutter away as well. So yeah, pretty much all of it can go. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go down to gear lane, which was gear lane bales. Turn down there, which takes down to this lovely little pond at the bottom. And when we go around the pond and back up, it brings us onto the lane that brings us back up to the start farm. And we've done a route round the entire map. I say the entire map, but you know. Points of interest, I'm not saying there aren't other points of interest. And that's the map. That's Moss Valley by VR Modding. As I said earlier, I'm glad it's come to console. It's a beautiful map. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. As always, thanks for watching.